Hello chat, hello community. Well, on today's pizza review, I'm doing this pizza review because a viewer suggested that I do this review. Normally, I do thin crust pizza. I've done DiGiorno's before and not a big fan of their thin crust. But a viewer suggested this, so I'm going to do it just for a viewer. But let it be known, please recommend, if you're going to recommend pizza or frozen pizza, I really only eat the thin crust pizza. But here we go. Here it's DiGiorno, pepperoni, flaky and buttery croissant crust pizza. So let's look at the directions here. Preheat oven to 400 degrees, and then it says to bake for 22 minutes. Wow, this is quite the project here. 22 minutes. Usually when I make pizza, it's like 12. This is between 10 to 15 minutes. But without any further ado, let's take it out of the box. Let's have a look at it. That's what it looks like out of the box. And let's take it out of the package as well, get it all situated. All right, with the magic of video editing, I'm gonna let the oven preheat. I forgot to do that before the fucking show, before the video. But let's wait about 10 minutes, let the oven preheat to 400 degrees, and then we cook it to 20 to 25 minutes. We're back, thanks to the magic of video editing. So, let this be known that this pizza is still frozen. I took it out of the oven, and the directions, once again, says to cook between, it says 22 minutes, so it's still frozen. I think we're going to follow the directions to a T, but in 20 minutes, I'm going to check it out, make sure it's not burning. Sometimes they say to cook it longer than you should have to cook it, so we're going to check up on it in 20 minutes, but it says to cook it in 22 minutes. So, I'm going to throw it in the oven. Center rack, just like it says. And the magic of video editing, we're going to be back in 22 minutes or maybe 20 minutes. So it's 22 minutes have gone by, and we're going to check out the pizza here. Take it out of the oven. Actually, I'm going to need this cardboard box. Sorry about that. I should have did this beforehand, but I'm busy watching the internet. I like to place it on here because I'm going to cut it on here. All right, without any further ado, let's take the pizza out of the oven. Need an oven mitt for that, and without any further ado, that's what it looks like. And we're going to let it rest for about 3 minutes because that's what the instruction says to do anyway. So, with the magic of video editing, we're going to be back in 3 minutes. Kaboom! Boom, 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 boom. Okay, it's ready, chat. We're going to slice into it. Let's do perfect squares, or just squares, if you will. Right down the pepperonis, and I hate when that does that there. Oh, it's still hot as fuck. It's 3 minutes later and it's still hot. A lot of pepperonis on there, and then they're getting mutilated as I slice into this. I hate when that happens. We'll see if we can salvage these pepperonis. Here we go. I tell you what, that's still fucking hot. So, let's wait another fucking 2 minutes, chat. We'll be right back. I'm back, chat. Waited about 2 more minutes later. Maybe we can eat this and try out this pizza here. What is it called? DiGiorno pepperoni croissant crusted pizza in a nutshell. Usually I don't like these thick pizzas. These are really filling. It's not bad. The crust, maybe I should have put it a little bit higher. Maybe, I don't know. Crust is kind of doughy. Let's eat part of the croissant crust here on the end. Allegedly, this is the croissant crust here. It's fucking chewy though. Is it buttery? Not really. Is it flaky? Not really. Look how doughy that is. Well, I have to tell you something. This is the reason why I only like flatbread pizza. Maybe I'm biased, but just based on my personal opinion and my personal taste, scale of 1 to 5, I will give this. It's not that bad, you know. Let me have one more bite and then we'll do the rating. Just the fucking toppings and your cheese and the pepperoni texture is pretty good. But what I can't get over is how, look at all that bread. Look how doughy it is. And for some reason, maybe I'll give a second chance on DiGiorno's. If they have a flatbread, pepperoni. If it's similar to this, then I'll probably like it. But on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm sorry to do this to you just because it's so fucking doughy. But if I just ate this top portion here, it would be fucking make a 3.5. But overall rating, I give this 2.5. Sorry, chap. I'm just being honest here. A viewer wanted me to review it. Normally, I don't do the, regular pizza fucking type dough or fucking, this is all like, I don't do the pan pizza. It reminds me like a pan pizza. That's the thickness of it. To me, not my cup of tea. Like I said, that's what I give it as a rating. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you. Hey, so it's the following day of the croissant pizza review, and let me tell you what I did. I basically finished the pizza off, just eating the top layer. And now, this morning, yesterday I actually ate the top layer of the pizza, which is good. I mean, the cheese and the sauce was pretty good. But I saved the lower layer. And for breakfast today, basically just as a little side thing for breakfast with my eggs, I had the bottom layer. I put it in the microwave, put a little butter on it. It was like a croissant. It was pretty good. That's why I saved the crust, because it is pretty, if you're just gonna eat a croissant, and I don't have croissants, I don't like to over-carb, but I mean, I will never have a croissant pizza ever again. If I want a fucking croissant, I'll go to the bakery or whatever and get a croissant. But, so I saved the bottom layer, probably have this tomorrow again with a little butter on it. It's delicious. By the way, also, my whole apartment smelled very buttery, like a croissant, which is a good smell. Actually, it was pretty good. I'm like, throughout the day, I'm smelling around. I'm like, what does that smell? And it smells pretty good. It's kind of buttery, and that's because of the pizza. It just, filled my apartment with a nice scent. But I just wanted to follow up on the review, but I'll probably never get this croissant pizza ever again. I'm going to stick to the thin crust pizza. I like thin crust frozen pizza, so if you're going to recommend any form of pizza, make sure it's thin crust, because I will never do a fucking stuffed crust pizza review, or I probably won't do a fucking deep dish pizza review, but it's just too bready. I don't like bready pizza. So thank you so much for tuning in once again. I'll see you when I see you. Kaboom!